Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Shantae and I'm back with another budget with me video with the app YNAB. It's called YNAB Budget and I'm here to track another week of spending and budget another weekly paycheck. But it shouldn't be too long this time because I'm only tracking 1 week. For the last videos I was behind by 2 weeks, but it's the start of a new month, so this is the first paycheck of June. But I have a lot of changes in my budget, so I might be doing that as well, and it might be separate. So we'll see where I'll start off at. So let me just see. So usually I start with budgeting my spending on paper. So on my tablet I have a little budget track sheet that I put my regular expenses, but I did have to add a new expense, which is my pet category. So I didn't have that in my budget, so I just put it in. These are only estimated amount. I'm also gonna add a target for this, which is only $5. Let me check. I think it was $5 for the month. Yes, so for my pet, I estimated about $60 a month that I can put aside. Now also we'll be splitting the expense with my sister. We're getting a cat together. So I put about $60, and then for the insurance, we don't know what we're gonna do, but I just wanna add a target to build up to it. So what I already have totals up to $55, so I'm just gonna make it even and have it be $5 for the month. Last day of the month, set aside another, yeah. But once I know the actual amount, it will probably change, but also I can delete this category. So we are getting a kitten from our friend. It was so unexpected. My niece has a friend and her cat just had kittens, and my niece is going down there to see her, and we're gonna take her, pick the kitten up, and then we'll have a cat. So we didn't even have to do a whole bunch to get a cat, which is nice. So this is what I'm gonna be putting aside for now, and we'll see what happens. But I know I'll have to put a whole bunch in pet supplies because we need a little bit of everything right now. So even though I don't have the money, I'll probably take it from somewhere else and track it as their expenses, and we'll see how much it ends up costing us. Divided by half because it's 2 of us. So let's see. So after all that, I'll think I'll go and start tracking my expenses for the week. So starting with my first credit card, and I'll work my way up. So I start with my credit cards, then go to my check-ins and savings account, which don't really make too many changes. And then by the time I get to my checking account, I'll be able to put in my paycheck, and then I can budget my paycheck. So this card was paid off. It gets paid every 30th of the month. So I probably don't have too many expenses on here since it's only the 4th of June. So I'm filming these videos back to back, so I might be a little behind when I'm posting videos because I still have to edit the videos, set up some thumbnails, and do some other background stuff before I can post them. So I might be posting them back to back until I get caught up, and they most likely will be posted on Sundays because I get paid around the end of the week, Thursday, depending on those last few days of the week. Sometimes I'm able to budget on Thursdays, sometimes it's Saturdays. I budget on my days off, so I'll try to budget on Thursday, edit throughout the week, and post it on Sundays, and we'll see how that goes. So I have a lot of videos to edit and post back to back, and then we'll see if we can get on a routine. So for this one, I made my credit card payment. So I made my credit card payment of $421.94. So that do give me a reward credit of $4.26. So that's a positive on a already paid off card. So let me add that. That was on the first. And I think I have reward credit. I put in my unexpected. It's an unexpected cash flow that can go to anything. As soon as I make a charge on this card, it'll come off of that right away, so it don't really go to nothing. And it was an inflow of $426. And that is the only transaction on this card, so I can reconcile that. No, I gotta clear that and then reconcile. And $426, yes. So we can go on to my second card. I don't think I spent too much this week. I need to go grocery shopping again for the month. I don't really need gas, so I probably won't be spending too much until the second week. So let's go to my other credit card. So I have to go to my bank statements on my phone because none of my cards or accounts are connected to YNAB. You can do that, but I don't really like doing those type of things, and I also like really going through my expenses and seeing what I'm actually doing because I don't check it daily. Okay, so it looks like I got a few more charges on this card, probably just one. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, just one extra, which is a grocery run. It's just one item I picked up. So let's add a transaction. It was on the 3rd. It was probably on the 2nd really, but there's always a delay. So I want to put this one in household because it's something that me and my sister get. It's our sleepy time tea. We go, we split things up a different way, but we don't split up groceries. I think I'm gonna put this in household. Well, not for this one. The payee is Kroger's groceries. And I think I'm gonna put this expense in household because she bought a lot of cleaning supplies, and I'm gonna buy like some other stuff for the kitchen. So it's my turn to get a few things, and things like our tea that we share, and then like ketchup and seasoning. I might move that stuff to household. It eats up at my grocery budget, but it's a household thing because I'm not gonna go through like a full bottle of ketchup on my own, and then once it's gone, then the next person buys it. That might be a thing, or I might have a little separate category for like house food and what's my personal food that I buy for my meal preps. So I don't know, but I'm really trying to like even out my grocery spending, because last time I bought a 40 case of water, and that's for the house, and then I bought my snacks, which is only for me. So it definitely changes up a lot, and I don't ask for a half back, so it could come out of household, which is like a shared thing just for the house. So let me just put this in. It was $8.57, and that was the only expense on that card. Let me just double check, make sure. So okay, it fixed itself because it was saying $31 for a moment. I wasn't sure why. Well, I was seeing $31 somewhere. So $36.91, that's correct. Very low spendings right now. I'm sure that's gonna change. So let's go to my final credit card. This is definitely a quick one, so that's good. It's better to do it week by week because the last 2 weeks I didn't even remember what I was spending or what it was coming from or what the money was for and stuff like that. So definitely want to keep up with this. So my last credit card, not one that I really use, but I really want to turn this credit card into a swiping credit card. So when I go into stores and stuff like that, instead of automatic payments, or my online grocery shopping has my orange card connected to that one, so when I swipe I should really be using this card because it gives back good rewards. So I want to use it a bit more. So let's see. So the next payment is still pending for the regular $217 that comes off of this card, and then it gotta be paid before the 10th. So by next week I'll add it into this card, but for now it put it here but it's not on there yet. So reconcile $0, that's correct, and we can move on to my check-ins account. So when I know there's no big changes on my bank account, I just look at the numbers to make sure they're correct, and then I move on. So we did this last week and it got the interest, so that's correct. $3,250.05, that's correct. So my mother saving account did make a movement, or there was some cash added to it. She sent me $200. It's for some tickets, but I usually have to go online and do those type of payments for her. So let's see. So it's just a transfer and it's still pending, but for this card it really shows the transfer of money pretty fast, so it just don't give me a date, so I'll say the 4th. Payee, it was a transfer from my check-ins, so I don't need a category, and then an inflow of $200, and that's all. That don't need to be there. So it's not clear really, but the amount already shows it, so $209.38, that's correct. and then it's gonna move it from my check-ins, but it'll even itself out because she sent me the money and then I just moved it. So before that, I have to go through a few payments because some payments I made last week is showing through now. So let's see, that comes out of it. Yeah, I need to switch that to a different card. So let's update this one, my checking account, which usually show the most changes. So the last one was the 12 cents that was added. So next is my sister's payment. She sent her part of the rent for this month, let's see, or her part of the bills. That was on the 1st. Not really, it was before the 1st, but there's always a delay from when it settles into the account. So she sent it to Zelle. This goes to her money, her bill money, and it was an inflow of $989.50. After that is my mother sent her bill money. So she sent it. I do mom transfer. So this will go to her bill money, and I really need to break out that her whole account. Cause it still got $215 in there, and I just need to put in to the right places because sometimes I just pay it off and then I have to pay my whole credit card off, so I don't wait for her. So it usually comes out of unexpected or different places from my categories, and I usually don't remember where I put it from. So I know where to put her phone bills, but for the other bills I put in unexpected, so I might just bill my unexpected back with that money. So this is for 2 months of bills, so it was $290. 2 months of her phone bills and 2 months of the bills that I pay for her, or that comes off my card for her. So I have to put that in the right place once I budget my paycheck and organize my categories. So next is a item that I am not happy to pay for. I'm working with a company that helps me, that's gonna help me buy a house, and they help with my expenses, make sure I'm like financially well to get a home and things. I have to do like a worksheet every month, but they wasn't getting it through any other worksheet other than Excel, so Microsoft Excel. So I had to pay for that. Now I'm on it monthly for $9.99, and I'm not really happy about it because I have numbers from Apple, and Google also has one, but they just don't accept those. So I had to buy this, and I'm gonna have to pay for it for another year basically to use it with them, and I don't use it for anything else. But it's $9.99 a month. I am not happy to be paying this because anytime I have to get a monthly subscription, I usually just do it yearly. And then I have to fix my mother's. No, I did her date right. Okay, I thought I didn't change the date on hers. And then this comes directly out of my checking account, which is also not what I want, because I like making even a little bit of sense back for anything. I prefer to do it like that, so I might have to change the card on that one. Probably put it on my green card. I'm not gonna take it out of unexpected. I think it'll have to come out of either BS or personal spending. I don't want to take it out of BS, which is business subscription, because I'm not really doing anything with my business account right now. I got a few things that's coming out, but not too many, and I built it up enough that it wouldn't be too bad. I put $50 a month into it, so $10 monthly wouldn't be too bad, so I'll take it out of that. It's $9.99. Oops, it's an outflow. And I have, okay, so there's that one. I'm gonna save this one because, so what happens is when I pay off a credit card, on my credit card statement, it shows the day I pay it. When it comes out of my checking account, it shows the day it's fully set on my checking account when it comes out of there. So the dates are mixed up, but when you do it in YNAB, the date is the same. And if I switch the date for this one, I'm pretty sure it'll change the date on my credit card. So even though it's all the way back here, which mixes it up from my bank account, so when I look for it, I'm gonna be searching, but it is here for $21.94. And then the last thing is my rent that came out on the 1st. Rent. So I changed a few things up on my YNAB. So the reason it's put like this, like rent in all capitals, because I had the name of the company I was paying to, and then I had it as rent so I could know what it was. But I took that off to be able to show my stuff on YouTube. I also changed a few family names. So instead of having my sister name, I put sis, and then for my niece I put a nickname, so just a bit of privacy. So that's why it's all in all caps like that. So let's see, I say that a lot. So rent $16.97, and then I have to go in and look for the water bill and then pay that separately because they just don't come out at the same time, and I like to pay my rent on time, if not early. $16.97, and the water bill comes out around the 5th or something like that. Okay, and then a few more transactions. Next is my paycheck for this week. It says the 3rd, but technically it was the 4th. And paycheck, ready to assign. And I really should be looking up my pay stubs just to know where my hours come from, but this check was a good one. $768.42. I know I had to skip a few lunches here and there, but that's not too much. So, and I stayed back an hour or two a few times, or like 30 minutes sometimes, but I can't say what this is for, but I'm not complaining. Yes, inflow, ready to assign. And then my mother transferred her money into my checking account, so it'll balance off the outflow of the $200. And yes, in her savings. Add a transaction. This was on the 3rd. Mom transfer. This is her savings. And I need to really fix her. I need to fix her accounts in my categories. So I'll do that before I budget my check. But that is all my transactions. Let's clear all of these. I think it's only the 200 outflow that's still pending, but it might still count. So $3,829.28. So that is correct. And that is all of my transactions. That was really quick. The end of the month to the 1st of the month, there's not too much spending going on. I really do pause my spending because that's just time for things to get paid, bills come in, and things like that. And then the spending is like the 2 weeks in the middle of the month that really takes off. Let me just make sure everything is correct. But I am about to switch over to my plan and budget my paycheck. Okay, so moving over to my plan, I'm still in May, so you don't see my paycheck just yet, but I'm really thinking about reorganizing my budget, and I want to do that before I move on to June. So my rent is overspent. That's probably the only thing. Ready to assign in July is overspent, but that's only because my rent is red, which is fine. So here are some of the changes that I've been wanting to make, because as you can see, I'm basically a month ahead, but the app doesn't see it that way because I'm putting my June paychecks into my June budget, which my June paycheck should be going into my July budgets because I'm over a month ahead. So what I would like to do is go back into May, take all the extra money that I have out of these categories, put them 2 months ahead. So put it in June and also put it in July, and then probably have like a month ahead fund. So I'll be budgeting my first paycheck of June. I tracked my spending for this last week, and now I'm gonna be budgeting my first paycheck. And in the video between that, I'm not sure if it's gonna be out before this video or after it, I reorganized my YNAB budget so I can be a month ahead the way YNAB wants you to be a month ahead. So YNAB is a budgeting software. It's called YNAB Budget, YNAB. So the way YNAB usually wants you to do it is that on the current month, which today is June 2026, you want all of your bill fully funded, and it's the beginning of June, so I got my first paycheck of June. Those June paychecks should be going into the month of July. So as I put my paychecks in the month of July, once I come to July and start paying July bills, everything will already be funded. So once July hits, I'll be able to move on to August, and that's how you become 1 month ahead in YNAB. But before that, in my first few videos, you can see how I was doing it originally, which I was just budgeting my paycheck on the month of, but I was already many months ahead. So some of these categories had over $300 in them, even when my bill was only no more than $100. So I was many months ahead, but I wasn't YNABing. I wasn't budgeting the way they did. So what I did in that video, and I'll try to link it in this video, I moved all of my money around. So everything that I had in the month of May, all the extra savings that I had in those categories, I emptied them all out. So all of my bills was paid in May, and around here you can see exactly. So $388.99, I moved out of this category and I moved into June. I filled it in. I fully funded everything for the month of June out of those categories, and then I moved any extra in either my 3, 6, 12 month ahead fund, or I put some things in some sinking funds. Anything I think I'm gonna buy in the next few months or anything, I put some in emergency savings, and I just moved some money around to make it make a little bit more sense than how I had it originally. So now I have a few month ahead funds, which is like a bill sinking fund or a bill savings, different from emergency savings, which is just, it's not like your regular bills. That's how I see it. So now I have money for my regular bills. I'm way ahead on rent, way ahead on utilities, and then in my other bills, these are the amount I would have to be 1 month ahead. So each month my other bills cost me about $251 in 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. These are the amounts I would need to be that far ahead, and I would know by what this number is up to over here. The same for my 1 month ahead spending fund. I spend, or I put aside, about $390 a month. So 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months, this is how much I would need to know that I am that much ahead. And I am so close to being 3 months ahead in my spending, which is just from all of these categories right here. In my spending envelopes: groceries, gas, household, unexpected, my personal spending. So I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. I got interrupted by a few phone calls, and then it took almost an hour, so I don't exactly remember what I was doing beforehand. So I don't remember where I left off at, but all of my June categories are funded. I have my first June paycheck. It's down here in this holding category. So I'm gonna move it up top. Move this to ready to assign. So last week, or for the last few weeks, I don't like budgeting 2 paychecks at a time because I have it all written down, and as the money get placed in their proper categories, I know how much I should be having, so it get a little mixed up. I like to do it 1 check at a time, so I also spent that time re-budgeting the money I had in different categories, so I didn't want to mix that up with my check and put that in somewhere I didn't need it to be, so I put it in this holding. So now it is back up, and if I go to underfunded, the only thing that's underfunded is rent, and that's only because I spent out of it already, and that's a little weird, but I'm not gonna fix that. My mother, her phone bill is due to come out around the 15th, so that's fine. And then all these are my wish farm. This is a wish list. These are things I want, but as you can see, I don't want it enough to put money in it. So if I wanted it, these are the amount I would need to add to it. So all of that is good. This is overfunded, and it used to be everything, but now it's just these few things, which I'm happy to have overfunded. So my YNAB subscription, I have the full payment in there, $109 to $110 for the year. My payment is due to come up around July. My life insurance, that's not due till September. Last year it was $50, but I put $100 in. Just I won't know how much it is until I get it in September. So I have that. Groceries, I'm about to go grocery shopping for the month, so my normal budget is $150, but I've been spending here and there just to get extra things I don't expect when running out of things like seasoning or condiments or anything like that. So I put an extra $50 in there. Gas, I have budgeted for $50. It's a little weird over here, but I have budgeted $50, but I put 100 in because that's another thing that's been overspending. I'm gonna have to change some of these targets, but I'm not there just yet. It's a little too much changing. Right now, I have extra money in a lot of different places, so I'm okay to still budget what I've been budgeting, and then in the future, I'll change my targets as well. But that would have me really breaking down my paycheck to make sure I can put it in every week and every month. Household, it only has $8.57 because I spent that already. So I just put the whole $40 in despite that charge. And then my hair appointment, I should be having it done in August. It cost me about $75, so I just put in an even amount, and all this money came from its own categories, but it was very overfunded. So I put the extra in different places. So let's go to all. I have my paycheck, my first paycheck of June that I can put in July. And once I get all my 4 paychecks, because I budget my paycheck and I divide all my bills by 4 and I take that amount out of each paycheck. I only budget for 4 paycheck. Anything over, like this is way more than I expected. I expected to get my regular amount of $630, but as you can see, I got about $130 over what I expected. So that's gonna be extra money. And even when I get 5 paychecks in a month, 4 paychecks cover that, and that 5th paycheck is fully to me because everything is funded. So let's do that and budget this paycheck. Sorry, I just had to go over and get my tablet because everything is written out. It's already budgeted and I just have to put everything in its right place. So let's get started. And when you put your money in 1 month ahead, the prices doesn't change. You won't see it in June when the money is already in July. That means you technically can't touch the money that you put away in July. It's in a month ahead and it's pretty much savings. So let's do that. I need my pen to check it off. So for every paycheck, even if I get an extra paycheck in a month, so if I get a 5th paycheck, I put $300 away for rent, but I don't put it in my monthly bills. I put it down to my 1 month ahead fund, which I changed it recently. I moved it around, but I technically want to save. For the target, I set aside another $800 each month. I put aside $1,200 after bare minimum. That's about how much I'm able to pay rent on my own. So that's like the highest point. I can totally redo my budget and make that go up if I need to. But right now, it's not too bad. I went up recently. I think I was doing $250 before, but now I'm doing $300. And I'll go up again eventually. I'll have to redo my budget, but it's been a lot of changes, so I'm gonna keep it like that for now. So $300 for each paycheck, and I'm in July. Next is my utilities. So in my worksheet, I have it broken down. I have unexpected bills, I have utilities, which I really count as water and gas, and then I have my energy bill, which is usually the light bill. But right now, the place I'm currently in, the gas and light is pretty much one bill. The gas usually includes the heat, sometimes the AC, and like the stove and stuff like that. So that's all in one right now, but I do still separate it on my budget, and that's how I put it in to my categories, even if I'm breaking it down. So unexpected bills get $12.50. Oh, I did it wrong. So all that's gonna pop up there now because it was, but let me just undo it and do it the right way. So add $12.50. Then utilities get $31.25. So let's add that to it as well. And then the energy bill get $31.25 as well. I could break it up, so that's $75 a week. I could break it up, but I don't want to get too granular with it. So I'm able to see it like this, and I'm okay with that. So all of those are set, and I can go up to my monthly bills because that's what I put on a month ahead. So rent/mortgage get nothing until the bill comes out, the light bill as well, the water bill as well. So those was all basically paid or attributed to. So next is the internet. This is something I split with my sister, but I still put my whole amount into it. So I'll add my sister's part into it, and I'll be saving $25 each month. So I think at the end of each month, I'll clear out the previous month. So I'll clear out June, and anything extra in these categories, I'll put to savings. So let's add $12.50. For my phone bill, $11.50. And this is 25% of the full target, and I do that for all of my set bills. For my car insurance, that's $31.25. So this is my Kindle. It's pretty much a monthly subscription. It's $11.99, so technically $12. I put $3 away each week, and I only really save a penny on this. This is a yearly subscription for my YNAB, which is what I'm using right now. It's $109 a year, so I save $9 each month. Yeah, $9 each month, but 52 weeks. So there's a few extra $9 that goes into it. So it gets $2.50 each week. And I add this even on my extra pay days, on my extra pay weeks. Same for this as well, $2.50. Anything extra that I save up in here, once I pay my life insurance, I'll put it into medical. So that is my monthly bill. Everything is at least 25% paid off, some a little more. This is 27%, this as well. So that was a total of $63.25. And like I said, this paycheck was bigger than I expected. On my budget, my paper budget, I only budget for $600, and then my regular check is usually around $630. So I try to keep some breathing room. So my monthly bills are about $438.25 each week. Sorry, I keep mixing those two up. So I should have $330.17 left, and I do. And we can move down to my cashless envelopes. Starting with groceries, I put aside $37.50. Oops, I did that wrong. So I'll undo that. My keyboard is a little weird, so I'm not used to being on my desktop keyboard, so I'll be clicking the wrong button sometimes. $37.50. For gas, I put aside $50 each month, so that's $12.50. I need to add way more to that, but for now, I'm gonna keep it how it is, and I'll adjust it later and silently hope that the gas prices go down. So that's $12.50. household, I put aside $40 each month, so that's $10. And let me just check these off. So unexpected is if I'm ever short in any other category, if I buy things for holidays that I don't expect, anything like that, that's where this come from. It's $50 for things that I don't see coming. Sometimes it builds up, other times I spend more than I expect. And in all of these categories, I plan to put the extra amount at the end of the month into any of my saving categories, even if that's 1 month ahead or my 3, 6, 12 month ahead. And my sinking funds, I'll be putting the extra that I don't spend into there. So that's $12.50 for this one. Personal spending, which I don't really use too often, but I do put aside $25 for the week and I can save it up if I need to, but that is $6.25 for the week. I do $25 for the month, $6.25 for the week. I keep getting those two mixed up. Same for my hair appointments. I don't get it done often, but this also can go for hair supplies as well. I will move the extra whenever there is any into treat yourself if I need to. $6.25. My BS category is my business subscriptions. So I do have a second YouTube channel. I also have a lot of hobbies as well. I like to draw, I like to create stories and write. I also like to cross stitch, and I have a Cricut machine. So I have a lot of hobbies that I like to put into. So I like to save some money for that as well. I'm not really doing anything that I have to spend a whole lot of money on. So I just put aside $50 each month, but I just made a new category. So here is a sinking fund for the same thing, but it's any extra money that I have left over that I don't spend throughout the month, and then any big purchases that I care to make will come out of that one instead of holding it here in the monthly, weekly spending. So $12.50 for that as well. $50 is just such an even number. Like, here you go, here's $50 for the month anyways. So after that, which is a very new expense, is my pet care. So how I have it on my sheet is I have it $15 each week, but that has to be broken down into these categories. I should write it down a little better, but I do have a little sheet here. So for the cat food, I fully funded it for the month of June. So this is me being a month ahead. I don't know the exact expenses it's gonna come up to when we actually get the cat and get everything that it needs, but I'm gonna start saving up for it each week until we get it. I think we're gonna get the cat in the beginning of July, and we'll be trying to get everything we need for the cat before that. So $5 a week for food, $3.75 for a litter. Cat supplies is $2.50. Cat insurance, we don't have any idea how much that's gonna cost, but I want to put something to it at least. So that's $5 a month, so $1.25 for the week. Just a little here and there until I know how much it's actually gonna cost. And then anything vet related, I'm putting aside $10. I know it's gonna go up, but put aside $10, so that's $2.50 for the week. And once I get the actual amount on top of that, on top of everything being split in half with my sister, I'll know the full amount then. But that is a new item added to my budget, and it still didn't go over my $600 budget, because if I was only to make $600 a week, I would still have $49.25 after my monthly bills for the week and after my cash spending for the week. But since my actual paycheck is higher than what I budget, and what I got this week was higher than my normal paycheck, I have $217.67 left over. So now I can put into my sinking funds, which I do have set amounts on those as well. I'll have a lot left over, but right now I don't really have a goal for anything I want to save aside for other than my house. So I'm putting a lot into like regular savings, but there also is a few changes I know I have to make. So starting out, all of my sinking funds, none of these have an actual target, so I'm just doing the main savings that I've been saving for. All of this extra stuff was unplanned for, and they're gonna slowly save up from whatever I don't spend throughout the month. Starting with car maintenance, that get $5 a month. Let me check everything off. Moving fees, that get $10 a month. Well, $10 a week. If I say month, I usually mean weeks. I mix it up a lot. I moved this category. It's for treat yourself, so I have to go down over here and add that. I only give myself $5 a week for my basic budget. Any extra, I can easily add more. Just $5. So for, where is it? The new house, that get $10 a week. And of course I have bigger savings elsewhere, but like everything I'm saving for my rent, if I ever need that, that can go towards the house, the rent, utilities. I also have something down here. I just have regular savings, which I have about this much saved. I have about $200 that I'm owed back. No, $2,000 that I owe back. So I have a bit of savings in here that I have no plans to do with this money, so that can also go towards the house. So I know you see less than $1,000, but, and it's just like the down payment and stuff. So did I add the $10? I did. Next is unexpected change. I just do the leftover change that's usually at the end of this. For this paycheck is 67 cents, and I put that in unexpected. I should put it in, I think I am. I'm gonna put it in unforeseen. I just added that. I needed another word for unexpected because I have it so many places. So I needed another word for unexpected. Same thing, just the sinking funds that I should save from and not try to spend too often. And that's only 67 cents. Not too much, but that's okay. It builds up, especially if you don't touch it. $5 for my baby nieces. They get $5 each week, which again, they don't spend it, but I'll be going over there. Travel and stuff, I don't account to them, but it is gonna cost me some gas. So family event and home decor, they both get $3, but I really want to change that. I don't really need home decor, but for now, I didn't change too much in my paper budget, so I'm gonna leave it as it is for now and move money where I need to, most likely in the family event. Christmas, I give my baby nieces another $5, and that saves up for the whole year until Christmas, and I'm able to buy them something big and nice, and sometimes I don't even spend the whole amount, so it just builds up. That's only for them and maybe some decorations and unexpected spending. I do spend on other people, but it's mostly for those two. And then let me just check these off. Christmas. And the next thing I have is technology. This is sort of new recently, but I'm very into, like, I like my computers and stuff. So my phone, my computer, I have a tablet and I have a laptop. So I bought them a while ago and they might have to slowly be updated one by one. So $5 for that. And that is it. That is all of what I put on a weekly basis. And as you can see, from this check, I have $166 left over. Before, I would usually have about like $40 something left over, but since I have an extra $15 in my budget, it'll be about like $25 left over. But I have this extra $166 and I've been putting it in my emergency fund. I don't know if I have like a goal I want to stop this at, because this is an emergency fund. What else? My 1 month ahead. This one is an emergency fund. Like all of these categories together. And that's the total that I have there, $11,000. So it doesn't really matter where it goes, because I have like quite a few emergency funds and just get a name on it. But I have a lot of things I need to build up. This emergency fund, I would like for it to be for maybe my family if they need help. This is for medical. I do need to build this up quite a bit, but I really need to budget it. But I have a few appointments coming up, so I might actually, it's not in my spreadsheet, but it's okay because YNAB keeps up with it as well. So I want this to be a little even, and then too as well, probably the main things that I don't have anything going to it, because the only thing that would go to it at the end of the month would be my life insurance, anything extra, but that would only be until the end of the year. I'll pay off my life insurance and then anything extra will be sent there, but I kind of need it now, so let's see. I don't like budgeting off the top of my head. I like to have it written down and already set in place and just do my YNAB, but I'll do 33 in medical, and I'll do 33 in dental, and I'll do the rest in my emergency fund. It's being weird. Okay. And that is where my paycheck went for this week, and I will be back next week to track my spending as well as budget my next paycheck for the month of June. And there has been a lot of changes. I really wanted to organize things a little better than I have been while I'm showing y'all my budget. It was a little messy last time, so hopefully this helps a little bit. So my full paycheck for the first week of June went into July, so I'm like 25% ahead for the month of July. Hope that makes sense. And that's where everything went. Now, just real quick, because this might be another video, my niece, her mother pays $100 a month for her to live with me. It technically doesn't really pay a specific bill, so it's just building up there, and that's technically just for me and my sister. Technically my sister, I need to put her money in a proper place. This is her bill money that need to go to the bills we already paid. My mother as well, she's been behind on a few bills, but she gave some money to me recently to pay all of that, so that needs to be budgeted out. And she also has our phone bill coming out. Her part is $60, so that's why this one is yellow, because it has an upcoming payment and it's not filled in. And for her savings, if you look over here, it's only $209.38, so there's an extra $40 in here that was likely for a bill. I usually just pay, if I pay anything of my mother, I just pay it because I pay my credit cards in full, and I don't care to rush her to have my credit card pay off, but I don't want it lingering behind, so I just pay it off. So some things get a little muddy, so all of this money has to be set to their rightful place, but that won't be done in this video. But that's the only other thing I have to do. Everything is set, and I am fully funded for the month of June, so I am getting a month ahead in July. And once I do that, any extra money can go into my month ahead categories. I know it's a lot. I'm definitely catching up. I have so many videos that I filmed back to back to back, but now I'm caught up. I have to edit the videos, give it out to y'all, and then hopefully we'll be caught up weekly. About 2 videos a week if I separate my transactions from my paycheck budget. But that's all for me. Sorry for rambling. I will see you on the next video. Like the video, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.